If you've been a TCG player seller for any amount of time and you've gotten any order over $20, you may have had the experience where it disappears, and you may have had the experience where it is not worth your money putting tracking, insurance, anything like that on the package, and because of that, you may have been scammed by a buyer, or, you might have noticed the, about 50% rate of packages over $14 that were not found, were not received, all that sort of good stuff. I do have a video on this if you guys are interested about that topic. Today, however, we are going to be talking about how you can add tracking to your envelopes. This is something that I have been testing for the greater part of a month now, and it has done absolute wonders. I have gone from, having maybe, I don't know, 10 out of 23, 24, $20 plus orders, missing whatever in a week or two, to zero. Absolutely zero. So I feel like this is a really good form of keeping buyers accountable and also keeping the sellers accountable. So this is great for everyone. And the best part is only costs about 35 cents. So really cheap, really affordable. I've even started putting this on cards about $10 and over, just to be safe. And honestly, it's been great. So without further ado, my name's Victor. I own Set Singles and SIRs. We're a TCG player store with over 2,000 sales, 100% feedback, all that good stuff, gold star seller, blah, 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 blah. So with that being said, let's talk about how you can get this tracking. So for those of you that are interested, just a little bit of background knowledge before we get into the meat of potatoes here. This is what is doing all the heavy lifting here, that little barcode. This is what we call USPS Informed Vision. So what it does is essentially, as the letter goes through the machine, boop, it gets scanned, and you'll get, email updates on the location, the warehouse, kind of where it's been scanned through. And at the end, when the driver goes to put this in the mailbox, one last scan, put it in the mailbox, and you are all good. In terms of like TCG player and all that sort of stuff, you are covered from any liability because it's been delivered. With that explanation out of the way, how do we do this? Well, I use a website called Letter Tracker Pro. They do give you 5 free, uses, free trials, whatever, and then you pay 16 bucks, I think, for 50, transfers, use cases, whatever you want to call them. So it's pretty cheap, pretty good, definitely for sure. What I'm going to go ahead and do in just a second here is hop on my computer and then actually show you guys how I packed this envelope to really get everything nice, concise, and clear in your head. Now, as you can see, this is actually taped to the inside, so that way it flexes and it doesn't get ripped off. I did have some issues at the start taping the tracking to the outside, and it did cause some issues here. So, definitely watch the video through, like and subscribe if you liked it. So what we're going to go ahead and do now, short and sweet, we're going to go over and I'll show you how it's done. Alrighty folks, so we are now on Letter Tracker Pro. As you can see, I've got 34 transaction credits. They let you get 5 for free. You can purchase transactions right here once you create an account, but I'm going to show you how this works. So let's go ahead and create a code so you guys can see how it works. So I'll put my first name. I'm not going to put my last name, and we'll be using my business address here just so don't have to dox any customer or anything like that. There's that. So essentially, that's all the info they need. Last name probably as well. Company if you want. You can kind of do your own stuff, whatever info you need here. Generally, I just put this. I don't even bother putting a return address just because I already have them stamped on all my envelopes. So we're going to hit print. It's going to open this up. They recommend you install Adobe Reader or whatever, so I just do that. You're going to hit print and send it on its way. Now, I'll show you, on the GoPro again, what happens once it's printed. Alrighty, so I apologize for the error in the background, but battery's dying, so let's get this in quick. What I like to do, go ahead, give this, this is how it prints out, full sheet, just like that. Give it a quick cut like this, leaving 2 little indents. so I know which direction is upwards. Give it a nice little cut with the X-Acto knife. It doesn't have to be perfect, just don't cut anything off. We were using a color palette as a little, protector for the playmat. Now what you see here is the address again. Obviously this is very old order, 316. So what I like to do is, you see this little ship to up here? What we're gonna do is put it right there towards the bottom. Now we're gonna get a roll of tape, kind of measure it out, cut it. We're gonna get the cutter again. Boom, just like that. We're gonna slap it right on there. And we are good to go. So, at this point, all you have to do is, fold your order like normal. So, card there, boom, boom. Card would be in here, taped. Boom, one fold. Follow the dotted line right here. So boom, second fold. And now we're gonna make it fold into itself, aligning that bottom line right there. Boom. Now, all that's left, get your, return address stamped, whatever it may be. I have videos on all of this. Jam it in there. Pull it up a little bit, just so it's all aligned. Once you see it's all aligned, you'll take a little piece of tape. You're gonna fold this up and put it right here on top of this line. So when it shakes, it's not loose. Let's go ahead, seal it all up, and we are good to go. Now, this is pretty secure. Obviously, use a top loader for your cards or a shipping shield. And with all that being said, that's basically what you do. That way there's nothing kind of jutting out, no tape, no nothing. Don't use tape. It gets ripped off by the machines, and it tends not to go well. So, that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. So, now that this is kind of the end of the video, just want to wrap everything up and say thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully that was informative. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything else you might want to ask me, I'll have my Instagram in the bio. You can just message me there. You can leave a YouTube comment, help the algorithm, whatever you want to do. Quick shout out to JP Lisa, pretty frequent viewer of the YouTube channel, TCG Player Seller. They've been, doing great numbers, and they did actually recommend Letter Tracker to me. They asked me about it, and I went ahead and tested it for you. So, thank you very much. On top of that, for being a viewer so late into the video, I want to give you a little thank you. So, if you order anything off the TCG Player shop, set singles and SIRs, link in the description as well, link in the YouTube bio, all that good stuff. If you place any order, no matter how small it is, could be 25 cents, could be whatever, just shoot me a message on there. Say, hey, I want your YouTube videos. Can I get some free stickers? I've got a couple different Pokemon stickers, and I'll gladly toss them in for you. I'll toss 2 or 3 of them in there. And, yeah, that's just a little thank you, a little way of giving back. And that'll be all. So, you guys take care. Have a great day.